student. I'm your teacher, Miss Catherine Wheeler. So once again, I welcome back to your online classes. So today video is about the bus stop that at Children. So today in this video, we will discuss the story, the bus stop that at Children. So all of you, when we start the reading, so please open your book and put your fingers on your book. So before start this chapter, I just want to tell you short summary about it. Then second we will start our reading portion. So when we are talking about this story, so this is story about a girl. The bus stop that at Children is a story about a girl who was afraid of witch tree. This girl, Precious, her name, was afraid of the bus stop shelter because her brother Capito scared her by telling her a scaring story that the trees eat children. Even though Precious was afraid of the bus stop shelter, she had to go to town to buy food from the market for her family. Because her mother was going to have a baby, she didn't stay in the shelter. She kept a safe distance from it. Suddenly she heard tap tap on the tree. She remembered that lost child from the other town Capito told her is in the belly of which tree. Inside the tree really there was a bird with its chicks. The mother bird put mud on the witch tree so she can protect her chicks from snakes and eagles. Precious said to herself, Capito, you are the world's greatest liar. So this is the short summary. So second we will start our reading portion. So without wasting time, we will start our reading. So please all of you open your books and put your fingers on your book. So now we will start it.
So student, we will start our reading portion. So the chapter name is The Bus Stop That at Children's. Here what the Susan Gates, the author, says about her story. When I was much younger, I lived in the Republic of Malami in Africa from some time. I grown very fond of the bamboo trees. We call them upside down trees because they look as if they have been planted the wrong way up with their roots waving in the air. They have wonderful hollow space in the trunk. People have used this space for a house, a jail, a shop, a bus stop, and even a public convenience with a flush toilet inside. Precious thought the bus stop was a witch. She had nightmares about it, but it's not what you are thinking. She was not crazy. You too might have had nightmares about that particular bus stop. Precious is a girl name who is a character of this story, and we will see she is a normal like us, and she is very fond of the nightmares. Okay, so what happened one day, but on the Saturday morning, being scared of the bus stop was very inconvenient for Precious. Had a wait by it for the bus to town. She was going to the market. Her mother was busy having the new baby Capito. Her big brother, was chopping maize out in the field. So it is was up in Precious to do the shopping. Okay, she didn't mind that. She was proud of being given the responsibility, but she wished with all her heart that the bus would turn up soon. Rice, kaswa, beans, said Precious to herself. These are the things which she would go for buying. Those were the things she had buy at the market. Precious tried to keep a safe distance from the bus stop. She looked up and down the road. Empty except for a goat, no one came to wait with her to protect her if the bus stop should turn nasty. So she is waiting there because no one is free to buy the things. Her mother is going to having a new baby and her brother is cutting, chopping and maize. So only she has gone there and buy the things. And when she waiting for the bus and she reminding the things, whatever the things she want to buy, so she is scared also inside, but she's showing she's not scared. So this is the story in the first page. So next page you will see it. The next page. So she had to wait alone. The bus stop was a bamboo tree, a massive tree with a saloon, lumpy trunk. It was hollow inside. It made a great bus stop. 6 or 7 people could take shelter inside it from the sun. But nothing would make Precious take shelter inside the trunk of that old bamboo tree. So you can see in the picture these tree shapes like open the mouth and eyes and very sharp nails, hands like that. So Precious stand near this tree. When she was very small, Capito had said that tree is a witch tree. Look at her the body face, her long bony fingers, and it was true. If you stared very hard at the trunk, you could see a face there. You can see here and scrolling face with a big hooky nose and the thin whippy wings. Did it look like fingers or claws? The bamboo was 1,000 years old. It was a kind of tree you could believe all sorts of these things about. But Precious was 10 years old now. She had the responsibilities and she tried not to believe the story that Capito told her. This was harder than it might seem, for Capito was a brilliant storyteller. He loved telling scaring stories. He liked to frighten you if he could. It made him feel good. So his brother is very good storyteller. If you want, so he scared you also. So she is telling and thinking about this all. Okay. So next is happened. Capito had told her of intense an example that there were spirits living in the hedge of their hut. They set out at night to guzzle on the blood of sleeping children and grow fat. He had told her earlier that the walking dead prowled around their hut at night. They called woo woo for you to come and join them in their cold and lonely gaze. Precious did not believe any of that stuff anymore, but stupidly she could not help feeling that the bus stop was a witch. What's wrong with you, Precious? She scolded herself as she waited for the bus to town. You are a grown up by now and scared out of your wits by the bus stop. Shame on you. Okay, she said herself. She held in the grass basket over her head like umbrella to shade herself from the sun. She looked up and down the road in both directions empty. Precious shivering. She could not help recalling Capito's story about the witch tree. The place where you wait, Capito had said, for the bus inside tree. That is the witch valley. It is okay when grown ups wait there, but when children wait for the bus all on their own, the witch's belly begins to rumble. That means she is hungry, and then zip, just like zipping up your clothes. The witch tree close up with the child inside it. The child may be shout and scream, no one will hear, and after some time the witch tree open up again, but where is the child? The child is nowhere to be seen. The bus stop is empty. So her brother telling him like this story, just which is coming, and her bed is like a bag, and she kept there the babies and sucking her blood and eating like this. So next chapter, next page we see it. The next page it is, and the preacher had said, "Where is child?" Even though they already know the answer, the witch tree has eaten her. Of course, Capito had answered, even her bones, but the witch does not eat them all. If her belly is full, she keeps the child until she is hungry. Do you see the bumps on the trunk of the witch tree? Precious saw them. That is the witch ladder. Capito had said, "Put your ear close. You will hear the child inside calling out for help." "Don't be silly," Precious had said. "You are only trying to frighten me. There is no child in there." She had put her ear against the witch tree's largest bump to show she was not scared. But then she leapt back in horror. She had heard the child, a tiny piping voice inside the trunk. "See, I told you," Capito had said. "You remember that small child who went missing from the next village? But everybody say a leopard took him or hyena." "They don't know anything," Capito had said. "The child was probably waiting at the bus stop on his own, but the poor child is probably inside that lump on the witch tree. It is his voice you are hearing now." "What did you say?" "I don't know," said the princess miserably. "She is very scaring and unhappily." "I bet," he said. Help me," said Capito. "But nobody can help him. The witch tree has got him." So that is why Precious on that Saturday morning was keeping a safe distance from the bus stop. But then she heard something. It made her blood turn icy cold. Even that frenzied sun. Means she standing and thinking about the story which is her brother told him, and in the too much sunny day, but she too much frightened, and his blood is turned icy cold. Tap tap, the sound was coming from the largest bump on the tree, the one where Capito said the poor lost child was trapped. He was trying to escape. Tap tap, a hole appeared in the turn. "Eh!" cried the princess, terrified. If she had not had a bus to catch, she would have run away. The hole got larger. Soon a finger would poke through or a hand. Then the head of the poor lost child would follow. But none of these things happened. Squeezing through the hole in the witch tree came a tiny rumpled baby bird. It flopped onto the nearest branch. Precious forgot how scared she was. Forget that the witch tree might zip her up inside the eat her. She came up close. She put her eyes against the hole. "Capito," he screamed to himself, "you are the world's greatest liar." For inside the witch tree was not a poor child, but a nest of hornbill chicks. The mother bird had sealed them in with mud to keep them safe from snakes and eagles. But now they had hatched, and they were breaking out one by one. The mother bird was on the topmost branch of the witch tree. She was calling her chicks to join her. Tap, tap, tap. Another chicks came rumbling out. Precious laughed. "I never really thought," she told herself, "that the bus stop would eat me. Only eat me. Someone with a head is empty basket. You want to bus or not? Call the bus driver." The bus had come without Precious even nothing. Precious sat on the bus, Kasva being inside. She said so did not forget. Then she thought about new baby. Maybe it would be have arrived by the time she got home, would Precious tell her new brother or sister's caring story about the child eating bus stop? Story like the one Capito told her? Of course she would, for it would be great. She would not it to waste a good story. So I hope you understand the story. So all of you read the story and write the words meaning in your copy and try to solve this black and white question answer also. Okay, and read very carefully. I hope you enjoy this story. So find out the difficult word also and write down in your copy. So till then, thank you.